What is up, party people? It's Justin, your local real estate agent here in Jacksonville, Florida. If you need to buy, sell, or invest in Jacksonville, St. Johns County, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you with your real estate needs. But today on Neighborhood Watch, we are featuring the neighborhood of Isle of Palms. And I'm already here at Isle of Palms. It's located off of Beach Boulevard, between Beach Boulevard and JTB, right on the intracoastal waterway. I'm on Eunice Road right now. Eunice Road is gonna be your main throughway to get in and out of all the different streets of Isle of Palms in the entire community. As you'll kind of see, the road here, Eunice Road, is littered with, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I should probably use a different word, but it has a lot of speed bumps because they want you to maintain a nice speed. They don't want this road to become some type of throughway where other traffic who doesn't live in the community end up going through. But I'm actually gonna take a left here on Plumosa Drive because I want to stop and go over the market stats of the community first, and then we'll go take a look at what the homes look like here in the area. So let's just park right here. Let's quickly go over the real estate stats for here in Isle of Palms so you can get an idea of what the home prices look like, what they've sold like, in the past 6 months or so. So in the last 6 months here in Isle of Palms, the median sales price has been $730,000. Now, the average sale price in the past 6 months has been $950,000. So what that tells me is that most of the homes that are sold in the community are selling around that $730,000 price range. But if you're looking at average alone, if it's $950,000, there's such a discrepancy between $950K and $730K. And the reason for that being is because this community, a lot of this community is on the intracoastal. It lines the intracoastal or has homes on the canals. So you have a lot of really high price, multi-million-dollar homes that are on the water, causing that average to get skewed a bit. But for the most part, most of the homes are going to be selling for around that $730,000 price range. Now, you do have homes in the area right now, currently, for example, in the low fives that are listed for sale. And these are going to be your older homes that may or may not have been renovated already, 1,500 square foot-ish, give or take. So it is possible to get, much lower than that medium price point of $730K. And actually, they have condos for sale right now in the mid to high 400s. Now, of course, with condos, you are running into HOA things where, you're paying an HOA monthly, right? You're living in an area that's along the waterway here. You're gonna have an HOA that's monthly, and it's pretty high. So for the HOA communities that are along the waterway, that's a condo, you're probably looking at $500 a month on top of what your mortgage is, just because that community is gonna have its own canals, it's gonna have its own boat slips. Now, condo communities that are in Isle of Palms that may not have direct access to the intracoastal waterway, their HOA is probably more manageable, around $200 a month on top of what your monthly mortgage payment will be. All right, we are back on the road here. We were on Eunice Road just a second ago. Now we turned left onto Plumosa Drive, and Plumosa is a street that actually has intracoastal waterway access on certain sides. So I believe homes on the left side and the right side, for the most part, if not all, have access to the intracoastal waterway. We'll get some drone footage as well and show you what that looks like in here. But as we're driving down this road, you can just see so many. There's such a variation of housing, right? You have your older 50s, 60s block style homes, but they've been renovated. They look great. They've been redone with a modern beach taste. And then you have homes that are built a little bit later. Maybe you have homes in the 70s, 80s. We have early 2000s right here. So there's just a variation of different types of homes. And I actually like Plumosa Drive. I've driven down here before because I've gotten some drone shots from the end of the road before. It's a nice vantage point to get out there onto the intracoastal waterway. But a lot of these houses that are, any houses that are pretty much going to be on the waterway here or on one of the canals, the price points you're probably have to spend at least $850,000, and that's at the minimum. As you get further back, and some of these bigger homes that are actually on the intracoastal waterway and not on a canal, you're looking at much higher price points than that. You're looking in the millions. I think the highest priced home that sold in the last 6 months in the community of Isle of Palms sold at like 3.85 million, so just under $4 million. So that just goes to show you, how high the prices can go in this area versus how low they can go in the area. Such a cute little, this is perfect weather too. One thing I personally love about Isle of Palms is just the variation of homes. It's not cookie cutter, it's not your new construction neighborhoods. Although there is new construction in the community, we'll see as we drive around what new construction looks like here in Isle of Palms. They're not part of a subdivision, it's part of Isle of Palms, so there's not going to be an HOA. There are some pocket communities in Isle of Palms that do have HOAs. Those are usually, either condo complexes that are on the river or not on the river, and your niche neighborhoods that are on the intracoastal waterway that are multi-million-dollar homes that have association fees. But for the most part, Isle of Palms is look at this house over here. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is beautiful. Right here in the cul-de-sac. And I'll come back and get some drone footage later and show you guys what the intracoastal looks like right now. It's the perfect day to be on a boat. Wish I had a boat. I wish I had a house in Isle of Palms on the water and a boat. Yeah, but for the most part, the homes here in Isle of Palms are going to be no HOA homes. You don't really have to deal with HOA guidelines or anything like that. However, as we'll drive through, you'll see most people here take care of their properties. You will see some distressed properties sprinkled in here and there, and those are going to be homes that have been, mismanaged over the years. And those homes right there usually are bought for investment properties and flipped and made to look like some of these homes out here. And that's typically where you can find, I've seen within the last 6 months, I think the lowest price home that I've seen sold within the last 6 months here in the community of Isle of Palms was $380,000 or somewhere around there. And obviously, again, that house is distressed. And sorry, I was just checking to see if it was recording. Obviously, that house was distressed, and you can kind of see the waterway here, maybe from my viewpoint, maybe from the camera, I'm not sure. So like I was saying, $380,000 for the lowest price home, single family home, mind you, not condo, single family home that sold in the last 6 months. It was really distressed. It was, it's a fix and flip essentially. So if you're looking for, waiting around for a good deal, Isle of Palms could be an opportunity for you if you're looking in that price range as an investor. Now we're driving back down Plumosa. We're going to take a left over here on Eunice Road again. And again, Eunice Road is going to be your main throughway to get in and out of Isle of Palms and the different streets and communities that are within Isle of Palms. We've got a little wave there. See? Friendly neighbors. Man, I could definitely live in here. Imagine living on the waterway, no HOA, just sick. All right, we're going to turn left here onto Eunice again. We'll pick some streets in different neighborhoods to kind of take a look at. Let's go back onto Eunice Road because I want to show you where the park is. There's a Isle of Palms park. I believe the playground is currently under construction, but they have that plan to finish up sometime by the end of the year or beginning of next year, which is good. So it has its own, the community has its own park here, and so if you have kids, you do have a park that's within, stone's throw distance. Drive over here to the local park and have them hang around. I'm sure they do events there. I think they do like food truck events there occasionally at the Isle of Palms Community Park. And actually, if you look over to the right, we'll stay on the right here because the Isle of Palms Park is coming up, but also want to show you that there is new construction in the area. They are building new homes where there are lots available. There are new construction homes, as you can see here on the right. So that's just a sense of what that looks like. Just checking to make sure my microphone is still recording. Here is Isle of Palms Park here to the right. You may not be able to see it so well from the street here, but as you can see, there is some construction going on. And that's where they're redoing the playground. They have some tennis courts back there. There's a gazebo with some open land to do park activities. We're going to go all the way down Eunice Road just to show you guys what homes off of the main strip of Eunice Road look like. As you can see, there's a lot of homes built in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But as you saw just before, they do have new construction homes available here and there, sprinkled throughout what's left of some of the land here. Not much, mind you. So, all right. We're approaching the end of Eunice Road. At the end of Eunice Road, we'll probably go left and turn into one of the streets that line the canal. Show you some of those homes. But it's definitely not unattainable. I know prices right now, we are in, the end of June right now. Prices right now, they're not great. They're pretty high, right? As well, it's coupled with a higher interest rate than we've been used to in the past 3 years. So, but that being said, I feel like some of the homes in here that you can get, in the mid to high 500s that are decently sized, I mean, I think that's relatively attainable compared to something in Jax Beach, And not only that, it comes with a more quiet neighborhood, It's more niche, it's more low-key, under-the-radar type of a neighborhood Isle of Palms is. So we're at the end of Eunice Road. It dead ends here. We're going to take a left here on Stacy Road and then pick one of these streets to go down and show you some of what that looks like. Let's go down. No, we'll take a right here. Coquina Road, or Coquina Drive, I'm sorry. All right. So depending on what street you are depending on what street you are on in Isle of Palms, you're going to see variations in different houses in the eras. So on this street immediately, I can see that there's a lot of newer homes and there's a lot of older homes. Most of the homes on this road look to be, 70s, 80s. And then you also have sprinkled in there some newer homes built maybe in the early 2000s, maybe even newer than that in some instances. Now this road in particular lines the canal on both sides. So each side of this particular road has canal access. So people who live on the right-hand side and people who live on the left-hand side, right in their backyards, they are on the canal that leads out to the intracoastal waterway. So needless to say, what type of buyer, what type of person lives in Isle of Palms? Typically it's going to be someone who, if you're buying a home that's on the canal or on the intracoastal, you're looking to be on the water and you want that lifestyle. You have a boat, you have jet skis, you have kayaks, you're enjoying the water often on a regular basis. But if you're not buying a home that's on the water here in Isle of Palms, what kind of buyer are you? What kind of person are you to live here? And typically that means someone who doesn't necessarily want to be in Jax Beach or Atlantic Beach, which are much busier neighborhoods and areas to live in. So you want a more quiet lifestyle just west of Jacksonville Beach. And it's not as busy. There's not as much traffic. It's slower paced here. You're not right in the hustle and bustle of A1A, So if you want a more quiet, niche neighborhood lifestyle, Isle of Palms could be for you if you're looking for that type of Florida living. So we're approaching the end of the street here. We're going to turn around. I think I'll show you guys maybe one more street or one more neighborhood to get a sense of what Isle of Palms looks like here. It's so crazy the variation of houses here in the community because, as I've reiterated several times, homes, have been built in the 60s, the 70s and 80s, but you also have newer homes. And the same thing goes with the price point. As you saw, the average price point is 900 something and, the median is 700 something. It just means there's so many homes in here in the community that skew that average because they're priced so high. These are going to be your decked out houses that are on, on the waterway. And I think the most expensive one here in the end of June that's listed It's listed for like 2.5 million. So that just goes to show you what's on the market currently. And also currently, there are some homes, like I said before, listed that are single family that are in the mid 500s, some condos in the mid to high 400s. So there's a lot of variation. All right, let's see where we're gonna go next. Let's go a way I haven't been before. So I've actually never been all the way down Stacy Road. So at the end of this street here on Coquina, we're gonna take a right onto Stacy Road and see what's down there, because I just don't know. I've actually never driven all the way down it. So let's find out. I just love the style. If I had to choose, honestly, you know, I'd probably pick one of these older 60s, 50, 60 block style homes that have been renovated. I just love the look of them. Oh, that house is cute. Another great thing about this community is, again, it has direct access to San Pablo, and San Pablo will feed you out to either Beach Boulevard, but it can also feed you out to JTB, J. Turner Butler Boulevard, which is a big highway that goes east and west into Jacksonville and towards Jack's Beach, Ponte Vedra Beach. So pretty convenient location. Oh, look at this house right here. That's so cute. Love that. Love that. Driving through some of these. Okay, so here's a new construction community. Let's just drive through here really quickly. I've never seen this before, but this is new construction. They are on the water, I believe. Yeah, back here. So, you know, these are going to be much higher price. Brand new construction homes in a little pocket neighborhood. In a little pocket neighborhood over here in Isle of Palms. These are going to be, I wouldn't doubt it that these are already sold. All of them. Oh, I'm not going to make the turn. Yeah, I didn't even know this road existed here. But let's just go ahead and turn right at the end of Stacy Road, see what's down there, and we'll kind of end it there, guys, and we'll get some drone footage. I'm sure I'll already have the drone footage sprinkled into the video for you. This is so cool. I think people come in here and they just like this person, probably just wanting to see what the community looks like and driving around because it's nice. I think the location of Isle of Palms is very convenient. I mean, being right on beach and having access to San Pablo to get to JTB, I mean, immediately in my mind, I'm thinking I'm much closer to Trader Joe's than I am where I live now. Okay. So actually, if you look, you can see to the left here, you can see the intracoastal waterway right over here to the left. And then there's houses on the right-hand side. That's pretty, man. Now, Stacy Road will end. This doesn't go anywhere. It's dead ends all the way around. But let's just drive down here and see what kind of baller houses we can find. It's kind of fun seeing houses that I'll probably never, ever be able to afford, but it's still cool nonetheless. So you do have some private roads here. Okay, so Palm Island. This is one of the newer construction communities here. And these are going to be ones that have HOA associations, like I was talking about before. Most of the community of Isle of Palms does not have HOA, doesn't have HOAs to deal with, but some of these pocket communities will have their own HOAs. It looks like the lots back here are much larger, so I'm seeing lots on this road, back here on this road, to be much bigger. Uh-oh, puppy went in the road. Don't worry, puppy. We're not going to hit you, puppy. Oh, scary. All right, guys. I think that is it. We are at the end of Stacy Road here. It's turning into Stacy Court now. So let's go ahead and turn things around. So that is it. That is Isle of Palms for you guys to get a look and a feel of what that looks like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment down below, like, subscribe, And let me know in the comments down below as well, what communities you want to see next for Neighborhood Watch. And again, I'm Justin, your local real estate agent here in Jacksonville. And if you're looking to buy here in the area, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'd be more than happy to help you find your next home here in maybe Isle of Palms.